Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining the live stream today. We're going to be taking a look at a few things. For those that are not familiar with the channel, my name is SilverGiveaways79. I'm going to take you to my channel here. We'll go and take a quick look. There's my page there. Currently, obviously just updated a video there yesterday. We had a look at the 2-ounce Canada Goose. I do some technical analysis as well, and then it's mainly obviously bullion coins based, precious metals, graded coins, collectible coins, proof coins, a bit of gold as well. That's basically what I do. And if that's something you're interested in, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and all. You can take a look at the product library here. But on with today's focus, so let's take a look at the markets currently. So we're going to be looking at the gold and silver ratio. If you can just let me know that that you can hear me just fine, that'd be great. Just waiting for a few people. We got 3 people in here. Fantastic. Hope everyone is doing well today. Making sure everyone's looking after themselves in relation to current events. But it'd be great to see you all, and thank you for Heinz on toast. Oh, that looks interesting. Heinz on toast. How you doing, Heinz? It's good to see you. Thank you very much for dropping in. We're going to just take a quick look at the markets. Right, gold and silver ratio, 117.9 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold. Just give me the thumbs up, make sure you can hear me okay. That'll be great. See you. Thank you very much for dropping in. Right. So what we're going to take a look at is our moving averages in place here. That's this orange line. I've also got the MAC averages that we can see here. So it's basically our strength index. So we can see there's a lot of buying, which took us all the way up here. And then, of course, we've had quite a significant amount of selling currently at the minute. We're currently at 117.9 silver ounces to 1 ounce of gold. And we can see there our top, it topped out at 126 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold there. And that was the 18th of March. Now, when we started, I think it was about the 8th of March when really things started to get a bit scary. So what we're going to do is we're going to see exactly what kind of percentage that the gold and silver ratio went up. So let's take a look and see. There we go. Gold and silver ratio went up almost 31% since the 9th of March. So good for silver, man. How you doing? Says, hey, Limey, long time. Hope all is well. I'm at work defying the California shutdown. Man, just be careful. Be safe out there, buddy. Gold has shown its shine over silver for sure. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, so effectively, silver's depreciated significantly, and you can even say that gold's depreciated some, but not as much as gold, as silver has taken a bit of a knock. So we can see there the gold to silver ratio went up almost 30 ounces, guys, in a matter of, what are we looking at, a week and a half? You could even, in fact, call it 2 weeks. 2 weeks went up almost 31 ounces. That is some increase. Obviously, it's recovered some, so what we're going to do is we're going to see exactly where it is at this current level. We'll bring it down here. So it's, as much as silver's pulled back some and maybe gold has depreciated some, we're looking at about a 21.5 ounce increase since all of this started off those many weeks ago. So that's the gold and silver ratio. We can see our exponential moving average. That's that sort of orange line that goes around here. It's acting like very strong resistance. When I'm talking resistance, we're not looking at support figures, so we don't see the MACD. Have a look here. So let's zoom in so we can take a quick look. Right, so what we have here is we have a good level of support, and obviously we can see that the gold and silver moving average has reacted off that and has just constantly grown and grown and grown and moved up to particularly this point here, which is about the 18th of March. Since then, we had a bit of a decline, and that was probably due to silver depreciation hitting pretty much bottom. We're going to take a look at the silver chart as well and see exactly how all of that has figured out. Yes, Mudswat, how you doing? It's good to see you. Let me know you can hear me just fine as well. I'm trying on, I've got a different headset here that I tend to just use the mic on my laptop, so I'm just trying my desktop out. So just give me the thumbs up there; it'll be great. Make sure you hit the thumbs up as well for the video if you like this sort of thing. Right, so the gold to silver ratio hit a peak there of 126.4 ounces of silver to 1 ounce of gold, and then it started to climb back, which basically meant that silver was oversold drastically. We're going to take a look at the silver chart, and you can pretty much see our relative strength index. All of a sudden, the gold to silver ratio became quite weak, and that was basically because of silver weakness. And then it started to strengthen a bit, and gold started to pull down slightly as well. And what's interesting, we can see it's starting to fade out here, which is very interesting indeed, which means that we could be hitting another level of volatility in silver. But we're going to take a look at that as well, because this is gold appreciating in the gold to silver ratio, and the red over here is silver depreciation. Beg your pardon, the gold appreciating or silver appreciating. That's gold, and that's the silver appreciation. So we can see that silver appreciated nicely, but it is starting to fade out, which is going to be very interesting indeed, as we foresee them in the coming days and weeks. Anyway, moving on. You can see it's still strengthened slightly. It was 117.9. It's now 117.6. Sandy Taylor Photography. Good day, mate. How are you? Hope you're staying safe and healthy. We just got home from 1.5 weeks on Friday. Take care, mate. Yeah, thanks very much. Yeah, I'm busy self-isolating here in case those that didn't see my community post. My wife's condition, unfortunately, doesn't allow me to stay at work. So I'm currently at home for the next couple of weeks. So got to keep myself busy one way or another. And nothing better than doing some videos. But moving on, let's take a look at let's look at silver first, and then I want to give you my top 2 metals to watch, guys, because I think there's good profits to be made here coming up. This is the silver chart I'm going to be taking a look at. This is the start of the depreciation. So what it is, we started here on the 9th, call it the 8th of March here. Silver took about a 51.6% depreciation. Just it wasn't even that long ago. It was probably in the matter of a week that silver had lost 50% of its value. So and you can see here it's even struggling, because after such a massive drop, you'd expect, and you can clearly see here on the strength indexes, is that there was a massive potential to dump silver in a big way, and you can see it started to slow down, and you can see by these light red indicators, and then the buying potential for silver really started to pick up again, which is exactly what we're seeing here. But we're not seeing the major volumes. I mean, it was down 51%, which is about $6 per ounce, right? Back then. And even if we bring this down now to its current level, oh, sorry, I'm doing that all wrong. It's currently lost 33.7% of its value. So it is clawing back, but for me, I would have expected a bigger buying potential. However, there is excellent support at about the 1160, and I mentioned that in a community post, because the reason why I'm saying support is we've got a lot of wicks heading down, which means that that's how the pressure was extreme on the silver market to bring those candles down. These candle bodies were all the way down here, and then at that particular level, you had a lot of buying coming into the market, which has brought these candles back up to a higher level. So we can clearly see that whenever those candles have been brought down, they've hit that level of support and gone back up. We can see it here, we can see it there. Let's make a little marker so I can see it there, and I can see it there, and some could even say it there. So there was a good indicator of a good level of support. So for me, I'm, at the moment, unless this floor collapses, but 1160 is looking like a good area of support currently for silver. It's currently trading at $13.15 or 17 cents, depending on how you want to pick it. So it is a couple of It's about $1.50 up, $1.60 up, which then is a cause of concern as well, because of it's taken such a potential big drop down. But since this drop here on the 16th, it's been about a week, and all we've appreciated is $1.50. That's all we've gone up in a week. Is in a week here it lost 50% of its value, and since then we've only got up $1.50. So there could be some cause of concern. Now, this moving average, which is the 9-day moving average, is currently sitting at $12.80. However, we are building momentum above this level that we can clearly see here. The relative, I wouldn't say relative strength. Next to the MACD, we can clearly see there's our weakness, and then our strength in buying, because we'd hit that low level, that there was still some degree of buying. Sorry, just going to check in here. Hey, Mudswat, there we go. That's Sandy Taylor just looking in. There we go. Wow, Bill's Hobby says, I smell a rat, thinking there is some massive manipulation going on. Wild Bill, what was crazy for me there was a substantial amount of physical buying of the metal, and it made no difference on the price. And they've spoken about this before. It's interesting whenever they've mentioned that, and the markets have gone up, they've specifically spoken about that, and they've said that there's been a lot of physical buying of silver, which has affected the market. Yet this time round, there was an stupid amount of silver buying at the moment, and it made no difference on the market, like literally nothing. And I had a look there the other day to see what sort of premiums were out there. The premiums are horrendous at the moment, and I ain't going to buy nothing. I'm not buying anything. For me, there is no difference between waiting now and waiting in a week or 2 weeks' time, because the premiums are still going to be the same. So, whether you go out there and you're buying precious metals now, you're effectively paying almost $7 to $8 above spot level of currently at the moment. And I did put a poll out there, which was surprising, the amount of in fact, we might just go and have a quick look at that. Let's look at that poll I put up, guys. We'll come back to that now. Right, let's have a look. Where's my poll? That was in the community post. Okay, let's have a look. There's my poll. There we go. And that was 6 days ago. And apologies, I didn't do a follow-up on this. I said I've heard about dealers laying on crazy premiums for silver at the moment. Could you take a moment and enlighten us? There were 42 votes. And again, thank you for those that took part. Was there anyone in the live stream that actually took part in this? It would be great to hear your thoughts. And if no one has, you're more than welcome to go there. It was posted 6 days ago. Just go to my community feed and you'll see it right there. Right. So we had 5% that said they found silver at $2 over spot, which is interesting. $5 over spot. There were 36% of people said that they found silver at $5 over spot, and 40%, a whopping 40%, said that they'd seen silver at $7 over spot. And interesting enough, we had 19% of voters saying that they had found silver at $10 plus over spot. Now, for me, the way I look at it as an investment. I know there are various other people out there, and they'll have their own reasons for buying silver, but I can't justify spending on the sort of premiums that I'm seeing at the moment to buy silver at the minute, considering it's dropped down by 50%. And we've got Health Babe in here as well, which is great. Health Babe, it's great to see you. Thanks very much for dropping in there. But I just can't justify spending that money if there's going to be no difference in the spot price. So currently, I mean, I looked everywhere. I even looked on eBay. I looked on websites, and they were all, putting, warnings in relation to deliveries, and oh yeah, we've had such a high demand, and blah 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 blah. Yet they're advertising. I saw there's a site there that's about €8 over spot, which I think is probably around what's that, 750 or something like that. And I'm just not going to buy. I'm just not going to buy until the premiums come down. Simple as that. But there you go. Thanks for taking part in that. Let's get back to the silver price. Right. Okay. So we got a nice couple of green candles at the moment. This is silver on the 4 hour. We're going to change that now. What I mean is each of these candles represents a 4-hour time slot. So this candle here will go out in 2 hours and 20, and then it'll generate a new candle. So what we're going to do is going to take a look at the 1-day average, and we're going to see exactly where we are. This gives us quite a good look here. We can see here's our moving average, exponential moving average of $13.61. As you can see, which is going to be very interesting, is we're going to see exactly how much resistance this little area is gonna make us. So as we start to slowly work our way up, could we get rejected at this level? We'll have to wait and see. But currently, with the amount of let's say the price of silver at the minute, there's a good chance we could break up above this level. However, there's still a significant amount of resistance ahead. Let me just get rid of these things. We don't need these anymore. Little arrows. There we go. However, selling potential looks like it could weaken slightly. So there's our significant selling. It's still fairly light on the selling. However, we've still got a couple of green candles there. So for the last 3 days, we've had green. And prior to that, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days. 9 days of red. Right, let's have a look. Mudswat says this is just getting started, in my opinion. That's Mudswat. Do bear markets stay bearish for a year? Sandy Taylor Photography says Heathrow was so strange. Restaurants were closed except to take takeaway, so everyone was squeezed into just a seated area. Wow, that's interesting. So much for social distancing. Some bear markets can last for years. That's what I mean. If you think about it, like crypto, for instance, has been in a bear market for a very long time. And that's a simple way of measuring the trend line from its previous highest level to where it is today. Let's have a look. Mudswat silver in particular has probably been in a heavy, if we go into a monthly average here, right, there we go. That's our... And you can see that we've actually broken down for that trend line I put a very long time ago. Check that out. When was that? That was the August 2019. We actually broke up above that level. And there's our shadow. That is our almost $50 an ounce back in 2011, April. And some could say you move at your resistance lines, breakout. Look at that. That was our resistance line. We had a potential breakout over here, and that was in the 2nd of June, 2014. And then it sort of went down, bounced off support level, and it's just pretty much traded sideways ever since. I mean, look at this. We got 13.50, and we got a high there of $20. That's it. That's all we were. And it even became less and less pretty much from this point here. All we've done is we've, in the sort of area that we've ranged him from was 1845 down to, what was that, 13. And that's all we've done in that level. Interesting to note, everyone, today's price for silver is exactly the same as it was in 2009. That was 11 years ago that we saw silver this low, 11 years ago. And this is why this metal is probably one of my top choices compared to where it is now, because it's taken such a heinous drop in depreciation of this asset. Like, there you go. I posted it there. Just since the 8th of March, it's lost 50% of its value, added to its lowest point. So it's, you know, could it get lower than this? Maybe. It just depends on what happens in the market. Currently, where we are, we do have some support in this area here and a little bit in here. So the support level at the minute where it is kind of looks okay. I wouldn't say it looks great, though. Anyway, let's talk about, let's not do a monthly. Let's go into a weekly. Right, so there's our moving average way up here. We're way oversold. Check this out on the weekly average. You can see it here. Bang! We've got our 3, 4, 5 weeks that we've had constant downs on, and this is our first green in 3 weeks. Currently, silver priced at $13.19. Everybody. Wild Bill's Hobby says thinking physical prices are up. It's crazy. Spectacular says, what do you think about Mr. Dover? Said today in the news about. Spectacular. You know, I knew when I saw your name there, I thought this guy is going to try and catch me out. And true to form, you don't disappoint. However, I'm on to you, buddy. You'd probably have to change your name. Let's have a look. Health Babe. Yeah, please like. It just helps with the algorithm for the video. So if you just head over there, like the video, it'd be great. Bullion will sell you silver coins and bars with offer beating any online bullion dealer's price. Hang on. Sorry, Health Babe says that bullion will sell you silver coins and bars with offer beating any online bullion silver price. Okay, I'm not really sure what you mean there, Health Baby. You'll have to clarify that. Unless you mean cat bullion. Mudswat's having a good think there. Starbuck JeffNcoins, how are you, my friend? It's good to see you. Anyway, right, let's do it. Right, so we're going to look at... so this is a weekly, so it's interesting. And that's why this is probably one of my top choices right now, based on its level of depreciation it's taken. For the once all of this blows over in regards to the turmoil that we're seeing at the moment in the market, I'd say silver is one of my choices for the two metals that are gonna do some good things in times to come. And that's purely based on the opinion of me looking at these charts. But I think based on where it has, if you think about where the price is, I mean, the last time we saw silver this low was 11 years ago. 11 years ago, everybody. So for me, there's got to be some bullish feedback on that. And if there isn't, could we go lower? Yeah, $8-9. I'd say that seems possible. I mean, look at where we are here. There's good levels of buying in these areas. I'd say $12. We've already broken through 12. Was that? However, this looks like a good area of support currently at the minute. So $9.30. That'll be an awesome buy, subject to dealers' premiums. Let's get back to the daily on silver there. So we are starting to see a momentum back up. However, is it going to touch the moving average and be rejected and sell off again? We'll have to wait and see there. So let's see. We could know by tomorrow pretty much. We can see it there. That's where the moving average is. It's currently $13.62. As you can see, it's starting to level out. So what we want to see silver do is either touch it, maybe have a slight pullback, slowly build up, get up above this moving average, and really start to push back up again. That's what I'd like to see. But yeah, we'll have to see how that pans out. Right, next metal. Let's look at gold at the minute. All right, gold. Right, gold has been an interesting metal. Since this has started, we can see it here on the 8th of March. We pretty much 9th, we had that big sell-off, and that was pretty much it. Gold's only depreciated 17% to its lowest point, which I think is phenomenal. I think it speaks volumes in regards to the strength of gold when we compare it to other metals. Palladium took a massive hit, but we're not going to go into palladium. I'm just looking at three metals today. We're going to be looking at gold, silver, the gold to silver ratio, and platinum. Right, so let's have a look, see if there's any questions. I'm being a health babe, says she's being her own dealer. Well, fair play to you. That could be the way to do it there, health babe, I must admit. Starbuck JeffNcoins says 15 watching and only 5 thumbs up. Come on, guys. There's 15 people watching. I'd like to see 15 likes there if possible. Emil and Teresa, come on. Hi, Limey. How have you been? I'm doing pretty good so far, mate. I hope you're keeping safe. I'm sure we've got people from all over the world here, which is great. But yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Right, gold. This is on the 4 hour, so we can clearly see it here. Our moving average is set at 15.19. So what we sort of seen is we've seen a massive decline here. then we had some good buying potential, which means that we probably had a bottom here of about 1470. And you can again tell by these wick areas here. So 1450, 1451, 1455. We had a good level of support because whenever those candles dragged down to that level, we had some good buying potential, push us back up. Same thing in these areas here, even though if they're slightly higher, 1466 down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then back up again. What is interesting is we tried to break out at this level here, and of course we ended up back down. So we broke out a bit of a BART maneuver there. If you're not familiar with that term, that is what referred to as a BART. It gives you that sort of head of a BART. If you notice, the BART's got like a tabletop head. Yeah, so what we have is we have the strong momentum up, but then no further bullish potential. So obviously they try and spur the bulls on. Nothing happens there. Sideways trading. And in most cases, whenever you see that, it's more than likely going to go down, which is exactly what happened here. It tried initially on the first candle there. It pulled itself back up, and the other candle, or the following candle, broke down, and then we had consistent selling until we hit this area of support, and we're back up again. So silver, sorry, beg your pardon, gold, and if we can see on our MACD, we clearly see our relative our strength is slowly starting to improve. We've got some good buying potential at the minute. We're now back above our moving average, so we can see it here. Lots of selling in this area and good buying potential, and it hasn't weakened yet, with the exception of this candle. Right, so let's bring this back up now to its current level. And where does that leave us? It puts gold at only 10% down from 2 weeks ago. So we were looking at silver. When we looked at silver, our adjustment was initially 40%. However, its current level. So silver at the moment still 33% lower than where it was 2 weeks ago, whereas gold has actually appreciated slightly to only just under 10%. And it's only $145 at less. So gold being very resilient at the moment, considering the market. Health Babe says, I'm not buying and selling anything except some spectacular offer. There we go. So Health Babe looks like she's like me. I'm not buying anything at the moment. I think the premiums are currently horrendous at the moment. I just won't do it. I prefer to, if you want to maximize, or at least that's the way I look at it, the way I want to maximize, I want to hold more. Why buy at high premiums when the moment you bought that piece of silver, which is $20, let's say, or $18 or $19, it's currently only $13 is what it's currently worth. Or maybe $1 as well, face value. Stack Save UK says, I'm good, thanks. And hi to everyone. Excellent. Thanks for dropping in, Stack Save UK. USD is king for now. We might just take a look at the dollar strength index as well and see where that's tracking. Silver scares me to death, says Stack Save UK. Spectacular says she is buying my offer. Wow. Hey, everyone. I hope you are well and having a great day and keeping safe. There we go. That's by UK Coins Forever. I hope you're keeping well there as well, UK Coins. Thank you very much for joining us. Right, so gold, the clear winner there. It's, say, considering its potential losses, it's actually gained a significant amount. So we had a low here about 14.55. We're up about $100 an ounce. Currently at its current level. That's not bad. So if I was had an investment in gold currently at these levels here, I'd be fairly comfortable with $150 depreciation currently at the minute versus a whopping 33% in silver. I'm glad I have some. Who out there at the moment has a diverse portfolio? So when I mean diverse, for those that have got silver, a bit of gold, a bit of platinum, do you guys spread? Do you guys have a spread of precious metals? Let me know in the chat, please. I definitely would like to find. I'd like to know. Right. That leaves us with gold. So let's take a look at the daily. There it is there. Gold currently meeting stiff resistance at these levels. So we can see here that is support on the way down. Once we break through that level like we did here, on the way up acts like resistance. So currently that's a resistance level. And you can clearly see by a wick forming at the top here is that it's trying to push through. But the bears are coming in to try and pull that price down because there isn't enough buying potential to continue on. So we are getting a slight adjustment. Now, we've still got 2 hours left for that candle. The last 2 days, we've seen some green candles, which is great. Hopefully, that means that the selling of gold is going to start to dry up and we can really start to press home and really get back. Let's take a look. Right. Okay, so we've turned the corner there. Our moving average is dumped down. We've sort of corrected sideways. Gold's actually broken through currently at this level, and that's similar to where that level is. Look at that. There's our moving average. We've got a line straight above that, which is great. So hopefully we're not going to see a reversal tomorrow. We're $54 up on the day, which is about 3.6%, which is great. Also looking pretty strong there. Let's get rid of these. We don't need these anymore. Great stuff. Who knows? We might actually see some drying potential, but we've already broken through that, so there's no resistance at that level. There is currently resistance here. So what I would like to see is some consolidation to a degree, short-term consolidation, just to strengthen this area here. And that's why we're going to take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is being very interesting at the moment, considering its potential drop, probably the biggest drop I've ever seen. But we're going to be taking a look at that shortly. Gold, $1,552 per fine ounce currently at the moment, $54 up on the day. Potential support level is at $1,450. We're already 100 above that, which looks great. If we can break through this level here, we should start to then create a new support zone at about the 1552 level. However, we need to get through that first. Right. Let's take a look at platinum. Right, going to look at the platinum chart, and then we're going to take a look and see what comments there is. Health Babe says, it is no point to buy and sell any PM since the majority of spot movement is based on paper markets. Bang on. Absolutely spot on. Health Babe, you're so right. And I mentioned this earlier, is that, you know, when we looked at the previous sort of rally that we had up to about I think it was $19.64 or something like that. We came close to breaking that 20, and there was a lot of news in regards to the fundamentals of people buying physical and obviously paper together. There was like two trains running, and they were both picking momentum up. And then obviously the paper market just came straight back in and sold off, to obviously taking profits. And even though the momentum of the physical market was still going, the train for the paper market was pulling back, and it made essentially it was good at that time, but then it made almost no difference. And that's what we're seeing at the moment. To try and get some silver at the minute is almost difficult, and the premiums are horrendous as well, and yet people are still buying up silver at the moment, considering that there's huge premiums on the stuff. But this time round, physical selling out, paper's still down, and it's making no difference. Health Babe says, gold is always my primary holding from day one. There you go. That's Health Babes. I have more silver than gold. I only have 1 gram bar. That's Starbuck JeffNcoins. I have a spread of metals and coins. There we go. So stack save UK. UK Coin Services. It would not surprise me. Sorry, it would not surprise me if Boris does that. Whole country has gone to pods. This whole country surprised me if Boris does that. This whole country's gone to pods. Stack Save UK says it's my birthday tomorrow. I was hoping to go to NGC London tomorrow to pick up some graded coins, but I feel Boris is going to come on TV at 8:30 and put us all on a major lockdown. It'd be interesting to see what happens there. We still got half an hour here. I'll easily be done soon anyway, but keep safe anyway. And I wish you all the best there. But you've got an interesting way for your spread there, Stack Save UK. Stack Save UK says concentrating on gold though at the moment. While Bill's Hobby says wondering what the LCSs are paying these days for silver and gold. That would be interesting. Personally, if I was a dealer, or I would be, and that's probably the reason why that they're putting their premiums up, because they're probably protecting their businesses. You might want to consider closing shop. Just temporarily. It just doesn't make sense to try and sell at these ridiculous prices and just wait for the market to come back. But a lot of these guys can't. So to me, it's I don't know. Being a precious metals dealer just seems very volatile, especially when this happens. And not this sort of dump that we've had is significant, but not that happens all the time. But I don't know. I don't think I'd, as much as we all would love to have a coin shop and stuff like that, I'm not so sure whether I would anymore. Let's have a look. How many Stack Save uses? How many more trillions can the Fed keep pumping into the stock market? Well, their bill got rejected the last time I checked, and they're busy squabbling over trying to get it through. Starbuck JeffNcoins says, please smash that like. 19 watching, 8 likes. Come on, people. Hit that like button. Simple as hit the like button. The whole concept, government need or use money, is an illusion. Interesting. Governments can do whatever they want. Stack Save UK. I like platinum. The new Britannia 2020 quarter is nice. Again, I try to look for platinum, and this is probably my number 2 for potential rallying once all of this blows over. And the main reason for that being is these are the lowest prices that we've seen for platinum in a very long time. I'm going to show you guys now. This is the 1 month on platinum. Right, this is where we are at the minute. Look at this. We're going to go down. We've got 18, 17, 16, 15, 12, 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Look at that, guys. These are the lowest prices for platinum in almost 17 years. How's that? Right. So first of all, if someone can get me an ounce of silver at $635, sorry, an ounce of platinum, I would love to have it for $635, because I think this is a metal that has got awesome potential. And there's even a bit of news I flagged as well in relation to a lot of the automakers are going to be moving towards platinum because it's cheaper, and that obviously now you've had a massive reduction in palladium for a lot of their components. Now they want to switch over because it's almost $1,000 more, and apparently they've got this new tech now which enables them to use platinum a lot more than palladium. So you tell me, if at 17 years, right, that we've never seen platinum this low before, do you think that platinum would go up from here? I certainly do, based on my opinion and the looks of this chart. I mean, look at the high here. This was $2,285 an ounce when it peaked in 2008. That has obviously dropped off significantly. But in 2011, back up, 1,876. Back down. 820. Back up. 1,183. And back down. One thing that I can note, and like everything, is what have I just shown you guys? I've noticed the market going up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So what does that mean potentially? What does that mean potentially? We should see movement to the upside. Based on, first of all, this being the ultra low level since 2003 that we've seen platinum this low. There's got to be some movement to head up. Wouldn't you all agree? Let's have a look. Silver Limey, the dealers are shorting the paper market to hedge their existing overpriced physical inventory. Yeah, I'm not surprised there. Something needs to happen. The dealers have put me right off silver, says Stack Save UK. What do you think about silver? Ahmed Barman, thank you very much, Ahmed. You'll have to scroll back. I'm not going to go through it again. I've only got so much time, so you'd have to rewatch the video. Check that section out. I spoke about silver as one of the first sections, so just be sure to check that out. But again, thank you for dropping in. Yeah, I'm wondering if this is an excuse for the Fed to get more tax money out of citizens. You know, funny enough, Wild Bill, I thought I had a similar idea, because effectively with the C virus and what's going on out there at the moment is it just gives them an excuse to draw more funds on top of what's happening. So it's interesting that you happen to say that, because that happens to be in my thoughts too. Starbuck JeffNcoins says, be sure to be safe. All silver limey. See you, buddy. No problem. Thanks very much for sticking around. Mudswat says, I think it's shiny. Stack Save UK. Cheers, buddy. Thanks very much for dropping in. Do you think silver will go to $10? Ahmed Barmy, you'll have to check the chart there earlier. I did say the potential for silver to drop down. Yeah, sure. But these days, it's all about happening. It's all about what's happening in the world currently at the moment. And it might give you some insight in relation to the charts there. So be sure to check that out. Stack Save UK says, I think platinum will be a good hedge for the future. Mudswat says, I looked into more platinum, and 1 gram has a 50% premium, and that is the biggest problem right now, guys. Is that the top two metals that I'm going to focus on are, first of all, the premiums are ridiculous. I saw platinum. I think it was at some places we're still selling it for about €1,000, which is practically almost double what the metal's actually worth. So I'm not doing that personally. They'll have to wait. The way you look at it is, if you think about this, guys, if nobody bought physical, they would have to reduce the premiums. The problem with the market at the minute is there's loads of people rushing out there to buy physical metals, and they're all buying at these high prices, and it's causing them to keep those prices in place because people are going out there buying them. Instead of, if everybody just had a lockdown and said, right, I'm not buying any metal right now, what do you think the dealers would do? Do you think they would close shop? Do you think they would keep the prices where they are? They would have to bring them down in order to sell the stuff. Anyway, Stack Save UK says, get on the platinum. Health Babe. But a lot of people say that silver is in a good position to buy. It's in a good position to buy right now, because it's slipped, or well, it's currently come back, but at its lowest point, it lost 50% of its value. So again, that's my second metal for a potential rally once all of this blows over, based on the current pricing. And again, you can check that chart out, do the scroll back, take a look through. Stack Save UK says Royal Mint had some platinum in their sale. Yeah, that was still pretty high, though. The premium on that was ridiculous as well. Mudswat says Bullion Exchange is asking $48 for a pound platinum bar with a spot price of $20. My point exactly, Mudswat. The flipping price of this stuff is horrendous. Hello? It was cheaper to buy when the price was high than it is to actually buy when the price is low. Thanks, Mudswat. That was Stack Save UK. Ahmed, it says, cause if you compare to gold, the margin profit for silver is higher than gold. Well, the margin of loss is higher in silver than gold. Gold's only lost, considering the market's come back, gold's only lost 10%, in fact, under 10%. Whereas even though silver has come back, it's still 33% off where we were 2 weeks ago. And again, please check the chart out. Scroll back, take a look. Ahmed Barwan. Absolutely. My dealers told me this month's revenue from silver, its profit margin is a lot higher, plus high volume. Apologies, Ahmed. I misunderstood you there. The Health Babe just clarified that. So yeah, you were saying there the profit margin for silver is higher for gold. Absolutely correct. Their margin tends to be pretty high. Hence why you'll see the prices they are today in relation to spot price and selling price, is there's still a fat margin on top of that. Good things to come for those who wait. Platinum says Stack Save UK. Ahmed Barman says even in the high levels, you will find out that gold you could gain approximately 40 to 50 cents, but 40 to 50%, but silver will go to 150 to 200%. Again, based on what information? What information do you have here? I just don't see it. I've been troubled, since I've been watching the markets. I just don't see that sort of potential growth. You'll have to explain that to me, Ahmed. StackTech Save UK says, what would be the stimulus to make silver go back up? Well, you'd need a substantial amount of buying, and currently at the moment, as HealthPay put it, cash is king at the moment. Hence why we had this heinous drop over here, was that everyone was just getting out of anything that was considered risky, and they wanted US dollars. They wanted cash. So hopefully that money will come back into the market. Currently, the market's not. Just think of it this way, guys. Money's gone out, right? Where has it gone to? It certainly hasn't come back in, because even though we've gone up from this little bottom here, sorry, this is platinum we're looking at 562. We're only up $50-$60 an ounce here. So as much as we've had this huge, and we're going to take a look at. Okay, so let's look and see what the potential loss on. Let's have a look. This is the daily, and there we go. That was the start of it all, the 9th. There we go. Platinum lost 37.28% of its value, literally. And that was, what, 2 weeks ago? Which was $335 an ounce. It's clawed back some, 29%, which isn't that far behind silver. We've got gold at the moment, which has clawed back to about 9.8% from where it was. In second place, we've got platinum at 29.23% that it's clawed back to. And in last place, we've got silver at 33% that it's clawed its way back to. Currently, we can see here, we've got massive volumes of selling at the moment. All these reds here, light, and then it goes light and more selling, light and more selling, light. Will we have more selling? Could we be seeing some magic moments here for platinum? Well, it just depends on what happens out there in the market. I think if something major were to happen in the US market, it would have a ripple effect that would pretty much reverberate through precious metals. I've got no doubt. Let's have a look. I think the manufacturers start the factories. I think after manufacturers start the factories, it would go back up. Also, a good point there, Ahmed. Silver's used in a lot of industrial uses. Industrial productivity at the moment is at a pretty good low. So physical demand for any of the for metals at the moment is very low. So again, it could be a good idea to get in, but again, it depends on the premiums, in my opinion. See, Gardner Earth Guy says wealth is never destroyed, only transferred. Well, it depends. Gardner Earth Guy, I certainly understand what you mean, but if I was converting $1,500 into into 1,500 into silver or gold, I would want that same amount with as little premium as possible. I'm not saying that is going to be possible, but I'm not going to be paying. If I had $1,500 that I was going to be putting into precious metals today, you'd end up with a hell of a lot less than what you would have. At least, I mean, that's pretty much what I think. If you wait a little bit more and the prices go back up, you'll still end up in the same position. However, your spot price is improved somewhat. Your potential loss is better because instead of buying at $12 or $13 an ounce, you bought at $16, $17 an ounce, and the premium for the dealers adjusted accordingly. So all of a sudden you were paying $3, yet now you're paying $7 or $8. You're paying the exact amount. All you're doing is you're keeping the dealers wealthy at the moment with their prices. StackTax Save UK says it's just a seesaw game. Silver is rock bottom today. Next week it could spike 1,000% in just one day. You just never know. That's what says, what's his name? Mike Malone said a while ago, it will be the biggest transfer of wealth ever. Yeah. Gardener Earth Guy says someone gets that premium transferred to them. Right. The wealth still exists. But what? A portion of your wealth. What I'm saying is you've got $1,500, right? Someone is still making money. So yes, your wealth has shrunk because you've got it in physical coins or bars, or if you got it in paper, your best bet is to buy paper at the moment. But obviously, I know none of us want paper, but yet we spend paper money pretty much every day. So your best bet for the lowest premium possible is to buy paper, and that's to maximize your wealth, if you can call it that. Whereas if you buy physical, someone is still making money off it, and you never get it at spot price. Wealth still exists, even if it's in cash, though. Gardener Earth Guy, wealth still exists. The difference between physical and your currency is that if I have $10 and I leave it under the bed, what happens to it? Nothing. It's potentially still worth $10, depending on the market. If I have 1 ounce of silver, obviously that it still fluctuates to the market. So that $10 in silver, 1 ounce of silver that you have, could be worth $15 or $20 potentially, depending on what the markets see it at. Now, the dollar is still a floated currency. So again, a dollar is still worth $1, subject to the market, a floated value of that dollar currency. Many of you can go into my channel and the discussion section. I put very detailed descriptions about consideration on PM purchase. There's Health Babe. Thanks for that. Wealth dies when you buy stuff and stuff breaks, says Mudswat. If you buy paper money, you should spend it on toilet paper and hand cleaner. That would also be a good transfer of wealth, short-term wise, though, Mudswat. The energy analogy is correct. I'm in real estate, living debt-free, and learned to cast gold under Reagan Thatcher years. I've seen this happen in a time or two. Well, you're definitely you're much older than myself then. And real estate, great. I've got a bit of real estate myself, got some precious metals. Why not? Gardener Earth Guy says, plus I garden. I like that. Anyway, guys, I diverse a bit. So silver and platinum would be my top choices for once everything blows over, for seeing appreciation. You guys can check this out on the charts. We've really got to move on here. I think I've been speaking a bit too long. 52 minutes. We still need to have a look at Bitcoin right now. So let's get stuck into it. I'm sure Mudswat will be pleased. Bitcoin, boom, 6,337. Right, let's look at depreciation. Right, at its on the 9th of March, which was back here, which is interesting. It actually went up rather than down. And that's it was only potentially a week later that Bitcoin felt the effects of the corona, of the C virus there, and dumped straight away. Everyone was converting, like literally everything went down. We got stocks, equities, bonds, precious metals, Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies. Everyone was taking their money out of anything. Everybody preferred cash. Simple as that during these times. Which also begs a question, right? If everyone, when we look at preppers, right? Preppers consider things that eventually, the dollar will become worthless, and economies will crash, and so on. And then, obviously, the value of their precious metals will gradually increase. But obviously, if you look at this, obviously, we look at cryptocurrencies, for instance. We've got a $4,000 drop here from its high level here at 8,000 all the way down to 3,800. But what was interesting about this drop is that I was watching it up to about here, and unfortunately, I was in it was about 12 o'clock at night, and I probably should have stayed up a little bit longer because I probably could have bought in at 3,850 because Mudswat would love to have bought in at 4,000. Mudswat called it at 4,000 many months ago. Let's have a look. Ooh. Great stream. Thanks for your help and chat. Keep safe, everyone. Stack Save UK. Take care, my friend. I've been watching it to go from 6,000 for the last 48 hours. And that's another interesting thing there, Mudswat, is that I personally thought that after yesterday's move, this breakout here, I thought to me it looked like a fake out because it's been struggling in this area for ages. And we can clearly see it over here. It looked like it was starting to get somewhere. And the problem with this is it creates a lot of liquidity for a lot of people. And not the people, not your average people. I'm talking the guys who hold the majority of their Bitcoin, so our whales here. So this move here, and people are buying in. I mean, I was like, wow, okay, this is interesting. And it was pushing up. And then we had that big move to 7,000, and we immediately had rejection. Everyone sold off, and we ended up going back down to 5,600 within, was that 12 hours? Yep, within 12 hours, back down to 5.6 from 7,000. That was $1,400, and I'm sure a lot of people got wrecked here. Extremely volatile market at the moment. I wouldn't put any money into this until I'm ready to see lower lows. So personally, if it gets down to let's say between 3,000 and 4,000, I'd probably consider buying in at that level. Again, I've got money ready to go. It's just a matter of it getting down to the level. The problem is, though, it's created, there's a lot of confluence in this area. So we've got a fair amount of support at these levels at about 5,000. And I personally was waiting for it to drop down. I saw it drop down to 4.5. This would have been a great short. Everybody was buying in at this level here and watching it go all the way up to sell it at 7,000. Bingo, make 2.5 grand, just like that. However, I didn't do that move because I was expecting it to go down, and that was mainly this area here. This sort of sideways trading never really went anywhere. Then it picked up momentum all the way up. But this move here just did not make sense to me. I was like, what? Considering what's going on in the world at the moment, that move made no sense whatsoever. Need a run, no problem. Health, babe. Thanks a lot. Take care. Cheers. Bye bye. I had that Bitcoin in 07 or maybe 08 was $800 sold at 8.5 grand. Love it. You can download EastEnders episode if you need to watch that. Watch at the ranch right now. The conditions of things. It looks like it will go down more, in my opinion. No investment advice. What I'm seeing here is I see a lot of issues in this area. Right. So that's at about 7,000 is our ceiling. What's that? 4.5 grand. I'm going to put it as that, actually, because you can see it try to break down. Also, we had a good level of support running through here, and that fizzled out into nothing. So we're going to delete that. Looking at it, it's probably going to retest this area again. Will it be rejected? Possibly. If I look at this area here, there's nothing for me that says like, and this is what a lot of the crypto markets, at least this is the way I look at it, right? Yes, Bitcoin, when it was first introduced, was built for exactly this thing that's happening right now. The problem is that it's been 12 years since that whole thing. What happens? What happens to the market, right? All of a sudden now everybody is getting into crypto for the purpose of making money. Simple as that. So when we see these big moves like that, everyone thinks, great, it's the good time to buy in. I'm going to put my money into Bitcoin, right? Now, and what happens is they put their $1,000 in and they're like, yeah, sweet, I bought some Bitcoin. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. This is what Bitcoin is built for. What happens is they forget that this is a money market. That's the reason why people trade in this stuff. It's trading. It's a trading platform. Yes, initially when it was brought in, it was built for something different. But obviously, it's now being used as a money making. Same as the stock markets. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. We see it go up, it goes down, it goes up, and it goes down, and so on and so on. and that's the way it is at the moment. So in relation to what's happening out there at the moment, I would probably say that unless something changes in the market to give it the correction that we're going to see, that correction back to the upside, I can't say that it will, based on what I'm seeing here. Let's have a look. Mudswat says, right now the condition things... Oh, there we go. I just went through it. Okay. So are we going to track in this range? We could well be. Again, it just depends on what happens out there in the market currently. That will have an effect on Bitcoin. Currently, that was a missed opportunity as far as I was concerned, is seeing this big drop. It would have been great to actually have got back in. You would have scored some great stuff. Will it come down? Anything's possible, because if I look at this big drop here, what do we have? It was almost 4,000, right? This drop here was 4,000, right? I'm not saying that's going to happen. Let's say we retest and we get rejected. That's about $3,000. I'm not saying that whole move is going to be the same, but something would need to happen in the market to get it down to that price level. And at $3,000, that's where it's been before. That's where its previous bottom's been. That's where we've seen it. And there it is. And that wasn't long ago. That was in 2018. We were in this area before we moved, before we had this correction back up. So that would be great. And that's why I said between 3,000 and 4,000, that's the way I'm going to be buying in. And if I miss it, you miss it. Markets go up, markets go down. That is the way these things work. Up, down, 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 up, down. Simple as that. Right, everyone, that's me done for the day. Thank you all very much for watching. Bitcoin currently priced at $6,345, currently up $527 per token. I was going to say per ounce there, but that wouldn't be correct now, would it? We can see our MACD levels. We can see there's some selling happening right now, but it looks like it might dry up. We're under our, if you have a look there, lots of buying, strong buying potential, but it made almost no difference to the price here. Heavy selling there, selling, buying, selling, buying, 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 selling. Does that mean we're going to see more selling now to make up for that? Stay tuned for the next video. Thanks, everybody. Mudswat, always a pleasure. Thomas Robinson says, I'm still alive and not buying silver coins right now. Join the club there, Thomas. Let's make them sweat. Health Babe, thanks very much for joining us. We had Gardner Earth Guy in as well. Just a few shout outs to end the live stream. Stack Save UK. Ahmed Barman, good to see you as well. And we'll finish off with Starbuck JeffNcoins, Wild Bill's Hobbies, and one more. Who is it going to be? It's Nosematics, who I missed earlier. Nosematics, right. Thanks very much, everyone. Really appreciate it. And again, thank you for watching the channel. And it's Silver Limey here. There's my channel details. Be sure to check them out. Community posts and everything precious metals. And we'll also look at the precious metals market. Also some coin hobbies that I do. So I did my first criminal hunt there. I've done some giveaways. We got a 1,500 subscriber giveaway coming soon, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And don't miss out on any more other content. Thanks, everyone. Like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.